All right. So two things. We're going to work on the video, the animation, and then we're going to hop over and do the flyers for tonight. And since they're not like time consuming, I figured we can kind of knock out a couple of them today in our designs, but I'm going to again start with the video. You wouldn't believe how really simple creating these designs are going to be. You would think that it would be a little bit, complicated, but trust me when I tell you, it's really not. It's really, really not. So just say if you're looking to promote a product, which is one that I did today, was like I work with a franchise, but it's called the Juice Kitchen. So I kind of put a few things together to create a little bit of an animation for that. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do that on inside of Canva. So if you guys have like stock models or whatever that you want to promote, depending on what your services are, you can always do that in this form. We're going to start with actually I'm going to start it from scratch so you know exactly how I did it. So this is where these templates come in handy. It's everybody, I know the ones who are inside of my, they're inside of my bootcamp or been in several of the workshops are familiar with the layout of Canva. Is there anyone that kind of needs a general overview of Canva before because I don't want to go too far ahead of before we start kind of deep diving into this. I would say on a scale of 1 to 5, where do you see yourself? Just put it in the chat. 1 meaning you're just learning. 5 means you, I say 3 is an intermediate, and 5, we got this thing. I'm gonna need y'all to talk to me because I'm gonna call some of y'all out. Okay, awesome. Awesome. We got a couple of 5s up in here in the chat. 3, Vanessa got you. Okay. 3 to 4. Okay. You know you quit playing, Denise. All right. So for the most part, you all have a general idea how to navigate. Okay, great. So you already know my concept is the 2 things, well, there's several things that or 2 that I say is a game changer when it comes down to Canva. It's your elements, and then also how you layer everything. Those are the critical things that I always say is important when it comes down to design. And so with that being said, I'm going to start this the video animation with I'll click on over here to the left. The dashboard is always the 3 tabs, kind of gives you a list of everything on the right that you've worked on. And then on the left, it gives you the things you may want to select, whether it's to create, go to your home screen, go to projects, templates, your brand, Canva AI, things of that nature. So I'm going to click on create because what we want to create is a video. There are several, the mobile ones are like, you can do like a reel on like Instagram or Facebook. You can do your landscape ones, Instagram stories. So it does give you several options to choose from. I typically, in this case, I'm going to go with the video landscape. It's the 1920 by 1080. So really everything that as far as measurements, you don't have to worry about it because it automatically has it measured out for you. It will automatically give you different template samples. So if you ever want to just kind of scroll through and see what you want to create that's already established, you just kind of modify it, the templates automatically pop up for you. These will give you different like layouts and things of that nature, and then different like styles or colors that you may want to choose. It'll either give you the option for your brand kit or other styles you can pick from. Neither of these are anything that I'm interested in, but just want to let you know where to find it if you need to. So just say if you're doing something for like a wedding or different things like that, these are all things you can kind of choose from. But in my case, I need to do something custom because I like to just create on my own. But I want to start with a background. So I want to look up and do, let's see here. I'm looking for like a radiant background, a gradient, I should say. So I'm gonna look up a gradient background. And then what I'm going to look for are videos because I want that to literally be my background And it gives you like different options to choose from that are pretty neat. You don't want them to be too like wild because it'll interrupt like what you're really trying to create as far as the what's in the forefront. So I just kind of look for things that are just kind of subtle movements, not anything that's crazy. You got a lot of things going on, because it takes away from the concept of like, just especially if it's a promotional like type of video. You don't want too much going on in the background that overrides what you're trying to do. So I'm going to find well, let me change the color. Nah, I need something a little bit more going on here. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this one because I don't think it's not too much going on, but there's a little bit of movement. I'll make that my background only because that's where like it keeps the background keeps some type of movement going. So what you're looking for when you look up gradient backgrounds, you don't want to look up like graphics, photos. You want to go straight to your videos so you can pick out what you want to use. So for example, if you're looking to create like fashion models or things like that, you want to kind of make sure the color you select kind of blends in with whatever images you're going to use, because that'll be crazy too if you don't have like, if it's like not matching the layout. So you just want to be very clear, even if you have to type in the color that you're looking for. Just say if you're looking for a red gradient, then it gives you some idea of, you know, some backgrounds you can choose from. So with this one, I'm going to kind of stick with what I was doing earlier, which is my concept behind the Juice Kitchen, which is a brand that we work with. So I'm going to have images that I'm going to use, and a lot of them are going to come from the elements that I'm going to choose from on the left-hand side. So you can think of what your idea or your concept is going to be for your video. So if you're looking for models, you can kind of maybe use some of the elements or the images that were provided in the link. Did everybody get the link? Was everybody able to download the link and download images? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes, I was able
I
to.
got it.
Okay, so then if you want, you can use those images as well. But they're intended for the flyer, but you can use it for this as well. But just say whatever your idea behind this particular automation is, you can just, like I said, you can go for the elements and find some images, or even if you look for some online, it's perfectly fine. So that is my background that I set up. And then I'm going to look for, in this case, let me just see here. I think I say a blob. Yeah. So I'll use the blob element. So here's like several weird looking shapes or objects or whatever that you can choose from. It does not necessarily have to be blobs, but you can pick whatever elements you want to create your design. But I'm going to use these. And align it however I need to for this. This is not what I want, but because I got to do some other things with this. Okay, so I'm going to use this. I am going to change the color just so it blends in with what I'm working with here. Okay. So what I'm doing with this is I'm taking I'm going somewhere with it, but I'm going to take this element and then place it in the lower portion of my design. You can do different things with it, like add on, you can edit it, maybe add on an outline. Let me see what I want to do with this here. I'm going to change this to, we're probably going to change the color again just because of what I'm working on. But you can add an outline. You can make it a drop shadow, whatever you need to do with it. You can definitely make those changes to it. Let me see. Just to make it stand out. All right, and so when you go into edits, it'll take you to like your drop shadows, your dual tones, blurs, whatever. It'll give you those options to modify the images or anything that you're working on, whether it's text or anything. But I'm going to go with that. And then I'm going to duplicate that because I want to flip it and take it to the top just because of how I want to lay this particular design out. Here, let me do this. I'm going to duplicate it first and then drag it up. Trying to go somewhere with this thing. All right. And again, you can take this and do, it doesn't necessarily have to be exactly what I'm doing. So I'm just kind of giving you the foundation of what to do and then just design it however you want to. I'm actually going to probably change this, the concept behind, let me see, soda. And I think I'm going to just make up a different concept, but I want to graphics, photos. So I think instead of the juice, I'm going to take and make something with a soda. Not that that's the healthiest thing to do, but that's what we're about to do. Actually, I'm going to Google something. Soda can PNG. And you can also take images from Google as well if you'd like, and incorporate that into your design. Obviously, you're not reselling it, so I'm going to take, I wish I could find a fake soda, but you know. I'm gonna grab a soda somewhere. All right, so I'm gonna take it, kind of matches and blends in with the coloring anyway, so that's what we're gonna go with. All right, so I'm gonna make this a little bit larger because when it does submerge, I want it to actually be a fairly decent size. So I'm huge on the position. So what I'm gonna do, as always, is I take this image and I'll take it and move it behind everything except for the video. So, and then also I'm gonna move it all the way down so you cannot see it. Because what you will see when we finish the entire project is you'll see it submerge. But this is what we're gonna do just to kind of get the design set up. So you have your background as your video, the gradient video, and then above it you can put actually whatever element you want to use, but I use the blob. So when I looked it up, I just typed in blob as the keyword, and then I looked for whatever image graphics that I could find, and then modify the coloring. So in the place of like kind of advertising it, I'm gonna add some text on here and maybe just put like refreshing or something. I had to remember what the name of the soda was. What was it? Lemon soda. Let me look at it again. Fresh soda. Okay. So refreshing. Are you all following me so far?
Yes.
All right, cool. Okay, so I want to change this color to white and then bold. So I'm gonna make the outline black because that always makes it stand out. And then I'm wanting to put this right in this corner here. Duplicate. I'm gonna duplicate. I'll just say lemon lemon soda. All right, lemon soda. I'm gonna make it just a little bit smaller. But I think I want to also go with changing the color of it too, just so it'll be a little different. And then go back to my effects because I want to make that a little bit different as well. All right. And then I'll just look at, okay, so in this concept, we're looking at soda. So when I think of water, let's see here. Just trying to think of what we can do with this element. So I'm trying to think of something that could be a little bit creative. Okay, so I did a drip to see animation, edit. That's what I'm doing with this one. So this one I want to do an edit just to kind of give it like a look that just kind of stands out. I'm gonna change this just to blend. So I'm gonna duplicate this a couple times. All right, and that's just to kind of give it a little bit of an edge to it. And my decision to do that is neither here or there, but I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of a look, just to kind of pop it a little bit. Okay, so it didn't need anything. Maybe an outline, possibly. Okay, so, and I'm gonna move it out just a little bit. So what you can do with like some of the wording in here is you can really give it like some animation just to kind of give it some movement. I'm gonna find a soda really quick and then I'm gonna go ahead and do some movements here. Cup of soda. I see what it gives me. All right, so I'm gonna pop this at an angle here. Okay, so with each element that's on here, you can actually provide it with some animations or some movements, as I guess I would really say. Let me move this over a little bit. All right. So anything on here, you can give it some animation, which gives it some movement. And then it kind of gives a little bit more detail to the actual video. I'm going to take this video and make it maybe like 3 seconds. When you move it over back and forth, you're just kind of giving it less time frame for each one. So I'm just going to give it maybe 4 seconds for this one. So for the verbiage, when you click on animate, that's where you give it that the movement ultimately. So you can do one of two ways. You can animate the whole thing, or you can click on anything in particular and then do the animation there. I prefer to do animation individually so that it's not all doing the same thing. Let me see, animation, there we go. And then each item is doing its own thing for the most part. Let me see here, rotate. And you can definitely play around with all the different animations just to kind of see what look you're going for. I kind of like the tumble. I'm gonna go with that. And then I'll just say automatically when it opens up. For these items, I'm not sure if I can do them all at once, but I'm gonna be trying. Let me see. Yep, so so when I click on all three of them, whatever animation I pick, it'll do it all at the same time. This I probably will leave as is. I'm not gonna do anything with that. Baseline. Baseline and baseline. So this one I'll do baseline as well. So I'll do a baseline for this one as well. So basically it gives like some animation when you do each particular thing that you set up animate with. Now the key thing is going to be to what we want to do is add one, you're going to click on the three dots here. I'm going to duplicate this page, but what I'm going to do in the center, if you notice, it gives you the option to add a page or to add a transition. What I want to do is add a transition to this so it can get transition from one screen to the next. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this one. Match and move. That's what I think I'm going to do. So let me just see what this does here. All right. So what I want to do with the next screen is now I'm going to take, this is where you want to make sure you go to your positions, because I want to take this soda and I want to do an animation with that. I want to move that soda so that it actually comes forward. Let me see here, photo. Okay. So I need this photo to rise up. Come up. I wanted the position for it to come actually in front of these two elements. Let me see, I'm gonna push play. Okay. Okay, this element needs to be back behind here, but I needed to move upwards. And you always want to keep it just below here because it's supposed to come up. So let me see, am I moving this animation the right way? Or this transition here? Give me 1 second. And to move. All right, let me animate again, because this item needs to actually come up from below. Uh-oh. Give me 1 second. I need this item to let's see here. Okay. direction. I needed to go up, and I need I had to figure out how to make this thing come up just enough. Come up just enough to be in front of the one screen. All right. Okay. All right. I believe I got it right this time. I needed to come up. And move upward. All right. Let's see what it's doing. Move that speed a little bit slower. There we go. So you want to put rise, but you want to have, and you can put it where you would like to, but if you're creating a similar design, you want to have it in between the two elements that I created as a blob, or whatever elements you decided to use. So I'm gonna test this one out and see what it looks like here. And so this could be, you can create like any type of, like if you have a product that you want to promote, just take different elements and then make it, you know, a design so that you can promote it, no matter what it is that you're creating. So all you do is you create a design, you duplicate that one design, and then in between the two designs, you go to where it says add page or transition. And that transition is what's going to allow for you to kind of shift and make the entire next page pop out. Again, just making sure that when you do add an animation to that, whatever your center item is, so that it can flow up properly. Did anybody have any questions on this one? No questions? Okay, I got a quiet class tonight.
I do have a question. Can you go back over to your positions again?
Mm-hmm. For any of the elements, or this is it the main?
I just wanted to see how it looked. I was trying to follow along, so I was still playing.
Okay, all right. Was anybody working on one while that I can take a look at?
I was, but it's really like nothing. Like I'm trying. Can't move as fast as you. I was like, dang, Lord, help me.
Either way, I'm still gonna send the template. That's all. I always send a template in the replay, so you know you can kind of take some time and kind of work on it. But the main thing is just putting the items, different elements where you want it, and then taking those elements and just adding on some animation. That's really all you're doing. These are like simple creations that you can make, even if you're doing like, let me just see. I'll add another page. I'm gonna take and let me see what color I'm gonna use. I'll take one of my uploads and see here. Because it doesn't really have to be, you know, a product. You can just make whatever you want to make and make an animation out of it, to be honest with you. Cheers. Oops, I'm gonna take this one out. Just say, take the background off of here. Let's see, let's add some text here. Cheers to 2025. Just stick that up there. Make this white. Make this a little bit smaller. Probably just add a little bit of a effect to this one. And again, all you do is add on some animation. And that's really just kind of creating some, you know, some movement for whoever, whatever it is that you've created. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, everything has to be animated. It really doesn't. You can just choose what you want to animate. You can simplify it or, you know, whatever you want to do. And it'll ask you if you want to just do the entire page or if you want to do just, you know, the entire page, or you can pick the specific text. And then just say, if I want to do something interesting with this, again, I can just duplicate this page, duplicate the page, and then I can always add on the transition between the two. So let me just see what that looks like. Okay, so maybe I didn't add on the transition. I don't think. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. All right, so let me just see what that transition looks like. That was simple, but that's really all it is the transition. And you literally just put that transition in the center and then make it whatever you need it to be. There's several options to choose from. Let me just see what this one is below, because I've never tried this one. That's nothing major. Okay. So these aren't really anything major, but it gives you something to choose from, to work with. So again, I'm gonna delete these. I was just giving an example of what that would look like. But literally take and whatever, even if it's images you already have, and just make you a promotional video. Real simple. I'm gonna save this so I can send it to you guys, to just kind of give you some idea. Let me see, share. I'll share the template. And again, to share templates to sell or whatever, you go on to where it says share. Click on where it says see all, and then click template link, and then create template link. And oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me do that again. Template link. Okay, so it's live, so we're good. And if I wanted to sell this item, I literally, let me show you. Let me just create an image of it really quick. Oops, let me go here. Share. I'm gonna download, but I'm gonna download one of the images as a PNG file. Just one. And if you're looking to just say promote or sell the item that was created, I am going to take the downloaded item, which it did download. There we go. Done, and then download. So I'm going to take that item Well, as soon as it's done, there we go. I typically will try to make the image that I'm selling, I'll try to make it kind of blend in with the actual design. And then I'll take an element and just so the customer knows like what it is that I'm selling, I'll take that image and drag it inside the element. And maybe I'll just, because they really wouldn't know outside of, I'll put the video inside the item, the store, but I'll look for an element that says like play, so they'll know that it's like a video. So then when they look at it, they know like it's actually a video that they're purchasing, or like an animation or something. They'll have an idea that it's not just like an image. I'll just put like Canva animation template, just so they know what it is. 56, I'll make it like 42. And then I'm gonna actually take these two and group it together so I can move it wherever I want to. And then in order for them to actually get that template, you wanna click on these three buttons. You wanna look for, let me just see here. Ungroup this. And then I'm gonna click on this actual image and then click on the link. And then I'm gonna copy and paste. I'm gonna paste this particular link in here so that whenever they open up this document, they'll know, they'll actually automatically go to the actual template. So by me creating a copy of that, creating that template link, can anybody explain to me that's been in a class the purpose of doing that?
So that your images won't be changed off of your creation.
Right. So anytime you give someone the template link, if you do not do what I just did, when they open up if you just say downloaded the Canva image or the link to the Canva project that you designed, when they open it up, every time they make any changes to it, it's going to change your original design. So you always want to create the template link, just always. Let me just align these things in the middle. We're good there. Okay. And then just kind of give some general description of what this product is. But in order for them to get it, if you're selling a product, you want to then once you get your product designed or whatever, you want to share it as a PNG file. So I always select PDF standard and I download that. All right, so what it does is it provides me with the PDF file. And then if you click on this right here, is where I attach the PDF link, it's going to take me directly to this the image that I created. And so it's going to ask you to view the template. And then when you go into that template, you can do whatever you want to do with it. It won't allow you to modify my original design, but it gives you the access to that template so that you can design whatever you want to. So you can either share it with somebody, you can sell it to somebody, but that way they have access to a copy of it versus the original design. Does anyone have any questions on that at all? No questions? All right. So now we're going to get to the flyer. Let me close out of here. We're going to create the flyer really quick. And this flyer could literally be for whatever you're trying to sell for your products, but I'm just going to do like a fashion one, particularly with the perfume and the models that I created. So with those images that were downloaded, you can definitely use that to work along with me on this particular project. I'm going to go in there actually and download these same things, images myself. So all the images inside of here is what you all should have. I'm going to quick download them for myself really quick. Download zip file. And you can use whatever ones you decide to use. In all honesty, it's whatever you want. I'm just waiting for it to finish downloading really quick for me. I did also include the video as well, one of the videos that was created. And then when you download all of them, you just click on extract all so that all the images can download for you. And then it should give you a list, a folder with all those images included. All right, so I'm going to grab my folder. Downloads, and where we at? Let me grab that folder. And it should have all the images here. Let me double check, extra large. Yep, that's where we got. So I'm going to drag these images inside of Canva so I can just have access to them. You want to make sure you go to your uploads and then literally just drag those images over. I'm going to click on one, just drag it all the way down. And then there we go, drag them over. All right, so while that's doing that, I'm going to actually take one of the images so I can kind of stick with the color scheme. For whatever reason, there we go. Okay, cool. Because I used that other one, let me just see what I got I'm working with. I'll use a couple of models. I'm gonna take my background and base it on this color. And I'm thinking I'm gonna use a couple different models. So this way, we're gonna change something here. Let me use a darker purple. So I'm gonna make the background, because I want the background to kind of blend in with the look I'm going for this flyer. For each image, I'm gonna obviously remove the background. Cool, cool. And then I'm gonna use another model. Okay. So again, you guys use whichever ones. That's the right purple. I don't like the purple. Whichever models you want to use. And all right, so I'm trying to think of a fancy name for a perfume or cosmetics. And this is where I go to my famous place called ChatGPT and figure out, give me, this is my favorite place to go. Give me a catchy, oh wow, name for my cosmetic line based on the images attached. So what I want to do is take these images and then upload it and then see what it gives me. And see what it comes up with and at the end of the day. So I'll drag as many images in here that I can, just so I can have something to work with. and see what it decides to do. Okay. The name should reflect the color of the products. All right, let's just see what it says. It'll give me something. Crown Jewels Cosmetics, Royal Purple Majesty. I like that. I think I'm gonna go with that. I didn't really look through the rest of them, but that's what I'm going with. Purple Majesty. Okay, so I am going to go with that as my go-to. Paste it here. Purple Majesty Cosmetics. That's what I'm gonna do. Cool. And then I'm gonna come up with the font that kind of reflects that. And I'm gonna definitely change the color just because I need it to all blend, but you know. All right, so Purple Majesty Cosmetics. And then I also wanted to give me a slogan. I need a slogan to match Purple Majesty Cosmetics. Okay, let me just see what it says. Reign in radiance, crowned in confidence, majestic, elevate your elegance, unleash your royal glow, luxury fit for a queen, the power of purple, right? And your majesty, your beauty. Yeah, it's simple, but let's go with it. Let's go with it and see what happens. Obviously that's going to be a smaller. And then I'm obviously going to change the font so it's not overbearing. All right, and then definitely want to make it smaller just because it's supposed to be more like of a slogan than anything. So the key thing you want to do with these images and also the products is obviously make sure that the models kind of stand out, and then also as well as the cosmetic products. So what I'm going to do, let me just close the screen here, is I'm going to take the products and put them on as well, so I kind of have an idea of how I want the look to what I want to look to go for. You can also take what I normally use, which is like the image blender, and make some changes as well. The way you do that is you click on the image, and then there's an app that you want to click on the left-hand side. And what I'm looking for is image blender. It sometimes works and sometimes it does not, but for the most part it does. And it's right over here to the left in purple. It's an image blender, so you can take and fade out your images and things of that nature. So when I click on the linear, it does give me the opportunity to fade it out. You can fade it out as much as you want or as little as you like. I think I'm gonna go right here. I think I like that. And you always make sure you save it so that because if you don't save it, it's gonna go back to its original form. Same thing with this one. Again, as far down as you'd like to go or not. There we go. I'm going to stick with that and click save. And the same thing with the one in the center. For whatever reason, it forces me to click that first, but okay. All right. And then I'm going to save again. So a couple of things we want to do is this. I'm going to put like center, put it right here, just because I want it to stand out. I'm going to put this down below, but I'm going to also kind of put a element, a square, or not element, but like a shape, so that it I can make sure that blend sticks out a little bit more, and just make sure it's right behind the verbiage or the text. And then just to make sure that it kind of doesn't override it, I want to just fade it out just a little bit. So you want to go to your transparency just so that you can make sure that the label stands out just enough so that it doesn't, or the square or the element stands out just enough so it doesn't overpower the text. And so this person, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make the transparency just kind of fade her out just a little bit. And you just kind of pick what works for you, but just so it fades her out and then keeps the main person in the center as the main focus. All right. So one of the things that I try to do as well is I use the element, some elements that I kind of use frequently to kind of fade out or just kind of give it a little bit boldness. So the elements, let me see which one I want. Actually, I'm looking for a glow, I believe. Let me just see here. And I do keep everything in okay, glow. I keep everything in folders just because it makes it easy to find what I'm looking for. And then you can pick what glow you want to go with. And all it really does is it kind of gives that like fade where it doesn't, you don't have to see as much of their lower body. It just kind of blends right in. And so what I do is I find the color that kind of blends and I add the glow to it just to kind of blend it out a little bit at the bottom, because my focus on the bottom has to be the cosmetic products. All right, so I'm going to put this down here. And then we're going to move right on over to these cosmetic products. This one of them, I'm going to remove the background and just kind of maneuver it around a little bit. I really want this to be a little bit more of a purple than anything. Yeah. So as I mentioned before in class, if there's an item or an image that you place inside of Canva and it gives you the option at the top to change the color, you can always change it to whatever color you want. The ones that don't give you that option, obviously you don't have that flexibility, but you want to make sure, if you can, make sure everything blends in and matches the ultimately the design that you're working on. Now this one does the same thing. So I think what I want to do here, again, is change it to purple so it all blends in the same. I'm gonna bring it in a little bit so I can make a few changes. Okay. All right, and then look for the other uploads. I want to say this is, obviously you want to remove the background for every image. And then I want to, again, change the look of it so that it all blends in together. And I'm going to move them around or whatever, but I'm just trying to get them all set up for right now. I just want to make them just a little bit smaller, just in case I'm trying to upload a few more products. So, all right, so this one I'm going to remove the background and do the very same thing. I'm looking to kind of keep it streamlined so they all look the same. And then you can literally package it the way, however you want to. And I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, but I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to change it to bring it in the front. Okay. Move this over. And there we go. So that's the product line that we're going to go with. And then the more you can keep the color streamlined, the better. Let's see here. I know there is no such thing as purple. But I'm going to put that in there and see what happens. And so really, all you're doing at this point is just making whatever you want to do with it at this point. So I know there's no such thing as a purple cherry, but that's what I'm putting on here. I sure am. Sure am. It's just like just be creative and do how, whatever you want the look to go for. Let me just see where exactly I'm going to put this. And then I'm going to move her a little bit behind. Again, going to my layers and see how I need to do this. Blend her in. Let me see what else I want to do. I almost want to put if it'll let me change her, and it probably won't. Background remover. Give me a moment. I don't think it's going to allow me to change her up. It would be cool if it did. But just to add the video on here. And then I'll position her behind the rest of them. And I can easily take this and convert it into, let me just see if it'll let me edit it at all. And blend in the colors at all. If it would, it'd be amazing. That's just asking too much. Oh, that blends it okay. And so it just gives me the option to add her on in the video. You can change the colors so she would blend in. And then ultimately, when you do a preview of it, this is the look that you'll get. And then I would probably, just to kind of leave more on her, so I would still even fade them out just a little bit more. You can make them a little bigger, but you can fade them out just a little bit more with the transparency, so the focus is on her. And I think I'm going to give it a little bit of a pop out there. And it's literally just that simple. And so there's a flyer that you could create for whatever type of product. I'm just using cosmetics. But you can literally take these and you can even leave it just as a you can leave it as a still image. It doesn't have to be it doesn't really have to be an animation. That could just simply be just a still image. You don't have to do all the extra. That's just me being over the top, but you can keep it real simple. 32. And there you have it. A simple flyer, nothing too much complicated, but it gives it gives you the opportunity to be creative in that space when it comes down to creating flyers, because you want to just say no matter what they're looking for, if they're looking for a flyer, you have those options to put that together no matter what type of product they have. Easy, nothing that takes too much time. But did anybody have any questions on how I created that?
Can you go back to the part where you blended again?
Which one? Oh, for the color, for the purple?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that part.
All right. So basically I went into, I actually tell you exactly what I used here. So I have a folder where I have like glows. This one is the one I use. It's called Orange Blur Circle Illustration. So if you go into your elements, let me just see, what did it say it was? Go Orange Blur Circle. Okay, I'm trying to remember that. If I forget, tell me. Orange Blur Circle. Actually, what I will do is go exactly to that one because I don't want to get the wrong one. Oh, Orange Blur Illustration. Orange Blur Circle Illustration. Okay. Orange Illustration. I'll know it when I see it. Orange Gradient. Nope. I want to say, is it this one? Yep. Orange Blur Circle Illustration. And it's by Sparkle Stroke. That's what it's by. And so as I always say, I always recommend adding it to a folder. So if you need to use it later, you can certainly do that, because just kind of going back trying to find it, it could be a pain. So I actually had it placed into a folder. But all you would do is you click on that particular element, and then you can change it to whatever color you want it to be. And it will just kind of give it, I always make it the color of whatever it is I'm designing, just because my whole intent is to kind of fade out like certain aspects of whatever the artwork is. But you can use those for whatever, but that's typically what I do. And even if there's other elements you want to do, just say if you want to do sparkles or whatever, you can definitely do that. Whatever works, as far as like whatever you have in mind as far as the designs are concerned. But when I do have a folder specifically for different elements that I like to use. And if you want to give it different looks, you can. That's not a bad look, especially since this is for like cosmetics. I can kind of put that behind the perfume or whatever. I can put that behind and even fade it out a little bit. That, or let me see what other elements. Go to my projects, go to my elements. Just all types of elements. And like I said, just go through and just kind of look at the different elements that are available. And then just, figure out which ones you want to save in a folder. And for those who are not necessarily familiar with the folder setup, I'll go back to the home screen, because you want to basically keep folders set up, because you don't want to have to look for everything. So I'm going to go to the home screen. Hold on 1 second. All right, so when you go to products, not products, projects, you want to click on add new, and it'll give you a folder. You can create folders. And so just in particular, you may want to name it elements or photos, whatever you want to put in there, products, whatever, just so it makes it easier for you to find them. Just because when you do find elements that you really like, you want to be able to just go directly to that without having to do like a crazy search, trying to come up, find out where it is. And then, for example, for this right here, I'll click on file, and then I can move it into whatever folder I'd like, just because then I'll know where I can find it at later on. So I'll say workshop templates or things like that. And then I'll do literally the same thing for this one. So I'm going to download this one into an image because I'm going to put it together as a product that I'm going to sell. Again, click on 8.5. I always do 8.5 by 11, just because I'm going to create a product. Let's see here. Uploads. I'm going to take that image that I just downloaded. I'm going to put back in the uploads for me in here, so I can actually use it to create my products. Let me see here. So my background, I'll probably make it black. And then I do have what's called thumbnails. So for my products, I try to keep them the same size. So I keep a thumbnail. So every time I create something, I know for sure that the size of it will be the same. And for those who on my VIP, go to I did an upload today. I'm going to click on this one. If you have Instagram and you want to create like highlights like this, go onto the website and then you can download these for free. There's like 100, 200 or so of these on there. And all you do, it'll show you, I'll show you how to do it. It'll show you how to have these set up so that you can customize your highlights on Instagram if you use Instagram. And I'm going to put elements here. And then I'm going to take and place that particular product right inside of there. Just so they'll have an idea of like what they're purchasing. And I'll just put maybe at the top like a flyer, cosmetic flyer or something. Cosmetic flyer template. And then just to kind of cute it up, just put something onto it. I'll put the products on there, whatever, so that they'll have an idea of what they're getting. Try to streamline the colors. And that way, once I upload the product onto the store, they can have a general idea of what they're looking at. Obviously, I'm going to change this color. I'm going to do one. All right, I think I'm going to leave this just like it is. All right. And literally, only thing I'm going to do with this is take this, let me see here. I'm going to take this and click share, see all. And then I want the template link, create a link, and copy. And then literally all I'm going to do actually with this is going to be for the actual product that they're going to get. So I click on the link and I paste it right here. So whenever they click on this, obviously they'll see the open up the template. And again, with mine, I always put the name of it and then add on the description so that they know. So this is the actual, here is the file that they're going to get. This is going to be the thumbnail that they'll see. I'll open up the store. So inside my store, when they go to my templates, the ones that you see, hold on, like squared like that, that's the actual template that I'm using, with the exception of the obituaries. These are the template sizes that they're going to get when they look at it, so I can kind of keep those streamlined. With the exception of the obituaries. So, and that's the image that I always use, is this one. And I think I could possibly take this thing here and do a gradient. Yeah, pink, I don't know what that is. Gradient, and then black. Cool. And I'll probably take, yeah, just to kind of give it a little bit of a look. And just a little, oops, didn't mean to do that one. Key thing is to always hold your control button when you're working with images and an element, because it's gonna move every time. All right, so that would literally be my product thumbnail for this. This right here, I just download as a PNG because that's all I need, because I just need to upload it as a PNG on my website. This one right here, once I'm done with it, I would need to download this one as a PNG. Only because no, a PDF, I'm so sorry. Only because they need to be able to download the actual file. So I'll make this a little bit larger. I typically will add on another page, just kind of explaining to them that what they can't edit, which is more so the images, the individuals, things like that, which pretty much is self-explanatory when you open it. But this one right here, if you see this link, once they click on that and PDF file, click on this link here, that's going to literally take them directly to the template on Canva. Actually, I'm going to go through the whole thing so you can see exactly what I did. I'm going to download this one, cosmetic flyer. I'm going to add another page, delete this, and this will give the instructions on what they can edit and what they cannot. Let me just see here. Go to my products. Give me 1 second. And that's really, when I say that's the gist of it, it really is. It's just like, it's really not that complicated at all. Once you get accustomed to creating inside of Canva, it'll be just like nothing, to be honest with you. Let me just see here. And there we go. All right, so I need clip arts, creative suites, downloads. All right, so I'm gonna copy this so you can see what, I'm just on my other page really quick. Copy. I'll typically put this on here just so that they know like what they can change and what they cannot. This just tells them whatever, everything that can be modified inside that document. And when I send it across, when I upload this, they'll know based on this like what their options are. Also, for the most part, I'll give PLR rights to it. So once they purchase it, they can either resell it if they want to, or they can just, basically they can resell the product as long as they've modified it, or delete this, or they can just use the template for themselves. We're gonna change the text on here. And again, this just gives them the PLR right information, and then what it is they can modify. And this will just be, once they open it up, they'll know that they can actually open up this particular link. And then I'll always put like, click here so that they know where to go and look for it, to kind of make it a little easy for them. And for the most part, I use the same thing every time, which is this one. White. There we go. That way they'll know that they can just click on this particular item and then open up the PDF. So this right here, I'll typically, let me move it up. Okay, so this will be what they'll open. I'm going to share this as a PNG file or a PDF file. And this one is the one I use as the thumbnail. I hope I downloaded, but if not, I'm just going to redo that just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm doing here. So if I am inside, just to give you an idea of what you can do, I don't know who has Shopify or who has a store, but I'm just going to quick show you how I actually upload products into my store. So I click on my products. For those of you who have Shopify, I click on my products. And then I want to add a product to my store. And because me and ChatGPT are best friends, I'm going to literally take, I use my link that allows me to provide description of our products. I'm going to take this, I think this is the PNG of this image, and let them basically take it from there. Let me make sure I downloaded it. Okay, I needed only 14. That's the problem. I didn't need the whole thing. Current page, boom. Okay, so we're gonna try this one more time. Cool. Give me 1 second, because I'm being the most right now. Because really, all I need is one page, because the rest of it, I don't need right now. So I just need page 14. And we're going to download this and keep it moving. And this is just a quick reminder of like what to do with the products here. Oh, this is not doing. So I'm going to take this image here and drag it on here. And then I'm going to let this particular chat literally provide me with a description of the product. So all I do, it's already saying what it is. And so it's going to take the information from this particular image and technically provide me with a description for my products and everything. I'm going to tell it this is a Canva template. Please resend. So, because it's saying that it's cosmetics, and it is, but it's a template. So, there we go. Edible cosmetic flyer template for beauty brands. So I'm literally gonna copy this, take this over here, make this the name of my product. And then for product details, I'm just going to copy all of this information, paste it in here in the comments. With anything that has like bullet points, always remove the bullet points. I'll click on these 3 tabs and take that out because it looks really weird if I don't. And then I go back here and the only other thing I need is this right here. And in order for I don't know if this image size is too big. I might have to shorten it up a little bit. It is. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to go back to Shopify. I'm going to click on share again and download. I only want the current page, but I'm going to bring it down a notch in size. Typically I go like 6.5 or 6.25 because then in Shopify, it'll recognize it as the right size for the image. And as soon as it gets done, there we go. I'm going to take that image and drag and drop it. These are always going to be digital products, so I undo this. And then I'll put that as my number of items. I just want to show it so you know what it looks like inside of Canva. Templates. And so I just want you to have an idea of what it looks like in here. And that's all set. Images there, product description. Cool. So I'm going to save this particular product. And then just so I'm going to make sure I did the PDF because I want to make sure that whenever someone purchases it, they are able to get the attachment right away. I'm clicking on digital downloads just so that when they click it, they can go ahead and purchase it. So I'm going to say cosmetic, CON. What is it called? Purple. Okay, so here it is right here, the edible Canva template. I'm going to click add digital files. And then I'm going to grab this one file that I saved as a PDF and put it right in here. I almost want to make sure I name it though. Cosmetic flyer template, because I wanted to have a name that makes sense. So I'm going to reshare this or download it. PDF standard, download, and then I'm going to redo this right here. All right, so I'm going to drag and drop it in here. Once it's done, I'm going to save it. And so when I go back inside of this store, wherever it's at, which is probably page 2, there you go. And it'll have the description, everything already there. All right. And that's a class totally different. That's more so the boot camp, but just to give you an idea of how that works. But did anybody have any questions with regards to the design? Everybody good? No questions at all?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well, I am going to definitely send this template along with the replay for the class. And then if you have any questions, please let me know. But this will the two designs that I'll be watching for on either of your pages will be either the automation, a video, or a flyer. Everybody should have access to the link for the different images that you can play with and design with. The main focus is obviously always going to be on your the elements that you choose from, and also layering things. So just making sure that your layers are set up in a way where it brings out what you want to kind of be more featured in your flyers, and just being creative with, you know, you can always add on different elements, see how you get a feel for what you want it to look like. It does not necessarily have to be cosmetics. It could be whatever you want to design. I just chose cosmetics because I did design something like that similar. But I'm going to send these over to you, both the video template as well as the flyer. But, you know, if you have any questions, again, just always let me know. Like I said, these were quick, easy to make, so the class is probably a lot shorter, or just shorter, just a little bit. But I'm going to send that over to you by no later than tomorrow, so that you can start practicing. But I'm going to give you guys a few days just to kind of work with the replay and your templates, just to kind of give you some time to kind of play around with it, get a feel for, you know, what you want to create. And then I will definitely, everybody that knows, I'm like always checking your pages to see if you're creating. My ultimate goal for anyone who takes my workshops is to have you create design, so ultimately you can start to build. When people start to see the work that you do, then that starts to provide products for them to be able to have access to. We're always going to kind of revert back to some of the obituary designs, maybe some of the gaming boards. I do know someone mentioned that they want to work on some journals. I am definitely going to let me see if I can open up one for you guys. I definitely want to actually work on those. I want to streamline the ones that I've created, just so that just kind of keep it a little bit simpler for you guys, because I know the ones I created was in let me see here. Let me get in here 1 second. Digital planners, there we go. Let me, because I'm going to give you guys an idea of what they look like. Notebook. I'm going to see which ones I can probably send to you guys, just so you can get a feel for what it looks. Notebook, planners. If I can find it in this file, then I'll probably send you guys the link to it. Digital planner. Give me one moment. If I can pull it up, then I'll actually send it over. Planners, 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 planners. Stickers, digital notebooks. If I do locate it, I will certainly send it along with the replays. I think I have it in a folder. I just figure out which folder I put it in. But that way you'll get a chance to see like what they look like, as far as like what we'll be creating. Okay, project. Project manager, planner. Okay, yep, I'll send it over. I know it's in a certain file. So I'll send it over for you guys to just access and along with these templates. So I'm thinking, does anybody have anything in particular that you want to create for next week, or we're just gonna play it by ear? Just if it's something in particular, let me know. Okay.
I guess since we're on the talk of notebooks, I would like to just like learn how to do the notebooks too, and then the covers
Okay.
for the notebooks. And kind of like how do you create a theme if you wanted to, how the pages work and all of that.
Okay. All right. So let me send notebook PDF. All right, cool. All right, so the ones I created were like 5 subject notebooks. So I'll send just so you can get a feel for what it looks like. And then I'll also send you the let me see, good notes. Cool.
And Yolanda, when we say notebook, are we like a journal? Like if you wanted to, like I would like to create like a journal type notebook for like when you go to church, you hear a sermon, you want to write that down, you want to know who the speaker was, what the message was, what was the title. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
like a note page, something like that.
So what it does is it gives you, can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, so these are legit like the notebooks that I've created. It does get, I wish I can open it up. Oh, I know what I can do. Because I want to open up one so you can actually see it. Project planner. Because I wanted to open one up just so you can actually see what it looks like. Good notes. Now, what you'll have to do is definitely download an app called Good Notes. It'll allow you to download up to, I want to say 3 different PDFs or whatever, free of charge. And then like for unlimited, I think I paid $9 is for like unlimited to have like, because I have so much stuff in my my Good Notes is ridiculous, like all types of planners and all that. So just kind of quick download so you can actually see what it looks like. Good Notes. English and download. Marketplace, business, education, blah, blah, blah. Login is what I want to do. I'm going to see if I can quick log in just so you can see what it looks like. But it's definitely convenient for like being able to take notes, including like actually a couple of things I'm working on is like the journal for like a prayer journal. Actually several different ones. So there's your personal journals, the Passion and Profit projects. What else do I got going on? Let me see if it'll let me go into back of my store and do some stuff. Customize theme. And see if it'll let me go back and download some of these products. Digital downloads, planners, cool. Planner, let me see here. It should. Yep, it still goes back to GoodNotes. So yeah, it's gonna make me go there. GoodNotes, log in, cool. Come on. Apple. That way you can see what I'm talking about. Sorry about that. I'm almost done, believe it or not. iTunes. I just remember my password. Here we go. And change password. Cool, cool. Sign in. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm almost done. Allow and 8. Oops. All right. 862197. Cool. Trust site. Nice. Continue. So let me just I'm gonna see if I can drag and drop this over so you can see what it looks like and see if it'll also let me just kind of download one of my planners on here. It should. Just so you can get a take a look and see what it looks like. So this one is the project planner. So what happens, it works a lot easier on my phone. I don't want to do edit. So I have it where, let me see here. Come on. I don't want to edit it. I just want to look at it. So it got the tabs where like you can click on certain tabs and it'll like take like it has like the notes pages. If you're working on videos, it like the storyboards for like different videos, social media goals, just if you have plans for social media. If you want to access, like on my computer is not doing everything, but like content creator. Let me see if it'll let me get into some of this. Notes, index. So my index, like if you have like 1 through 30 different projects, annual projects planned for the outline, annual projects you don't outline for the year, revenue goals, your notes. Like you can plan projects all year long. So if this is a product, your first project, you put down what the name of the product is, the deadlines, overall goals for it, your objectives, what you're looking to make revenue wise. Same thing for here. And then the notes. So that like kind of goes for like project 2, you'll get the same layout. And then let me see, revenue goals, video content, we did that. Let me see, this one I don't think was a finished one, but just to kind of give you an idea. I forgot how many pages this is, but yeah, it's like 500 and some pages for this.
And this is a digital item?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, so this is the, actually, this is the one that I'm sending to Dana. I just got to change the calendar dates. Danette, I mean, I'm so sorry. Why did I say Dana? It's the one I'm sending to Danette. I just have to change the calendar dates on here to just make them blank so she can keep it year round. It won't have to be like an expiration date on it. But it's really good for keeping track of like your projects and things like that. Let me see if I can show her the calendar. But it's helpful, like if you want to keep track of the projects that you're working on. Definitely helpful for that. But yeah, this is not the one that I'm sending to her, but it's like this one literally like your revenue goals, any notes, social media planner, like your annual outline, like your financial goals, all of that. it goes inside of there. So you just want to be able to have that as a to just kind of keep track of what you're working on for the year. It works so much better. I've never used it on this computer because I don't, these typically are just, like I said, the app is called Good Notes, but it's definitely more geared towards using it on your iPad, preferably your iPad. Your phone is fine as well, but I think your iPad gives you more, you know, space to kind of look at and navigate through there. You can go in here, just say if I wanted to, yeah, like you can do all kinds of stuff in your highlights. What else? You can do text. You can add images. Like I have different images in here, like stickers and stuff like that. If you want to add those to your planner, I'm just doing stuff right now, so don't mind me. Or if it's like images you want to use, all of that. It's like you can literally do whatever you want to do with this thing. But like I said, it's always so much easier to do on your iPad or tablet if you have one. That's just to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like for the project manager planner. But like it's similar to that with the other, depending on what type of planner or note. The notebooks are like a notebook page, and it has like with each subject, things like that. Just, you know, the different things to just be able to use on your when it comes down to like school. Like you can make them for like college students. You can make however you want to make them, but what we'll work on basically will be the journals or planners, whatever one y'all decide. You can always DM me, and whoever, you know, whatever people are particularly wanting to create, that's what we'll work on. But that'll be the plan for next week. So we'll probably definitely use most of that time working on those, but just to show you how that works and what you can do to create those planners. It's really simple. It's not complicated at all. And I would say just basically to have, you know what? Planner cover page. Here, let's try something really quick. Because if they dare show up, I'm gonna send them to y'all. Yep, guess what? Here it goes. So I'm gonna send these, that way you guys have them, and then you can start to modify if you need to. So these are just gonna be covers. I'm gonna send a zip file for that. No, this is what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna send y'all the templates. And then that way you already have it. You can do what you need to do with them. It's a different variety of stuff. You can put whatever pictures you want to put in there, but these are the ones I've already created. Templates. And where's my chat? So just grab it out the chat and save it, and then just whatever cover you decide you want to work with, you'll just work with your own cover, and then we'll just start working on the layout. That'll take the legwork out of creating the cover. So you can replace it with whatever you want to replace it with. Did the link go in the chat by any chance? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so that'll be the template for the covers. I think I forgot how many of them are in here. There's at least like 84 different covers you can work with. You can change it to journal, whatever you want to call it. That just, you'll have that in your file of whatever you want to create. And so we'll start working on that next week, Wednesday, as far as our whatever project we're going to do. So we are all set for today. Is there be any more questions? No questions at all? You sure? We good? All right.
We're good. Thank you so much.
Good.
Welcome. So we'll be working on that next week. I'll be sending the replay for today's class. by tomorrow. Just gotta wait for